I share these numbers with you not to impress you, okay? Not trying to impress you. I am trying to impress upon you what is actually possible. But while I was building physically the location out, I saw 26 patients on my very first day in practice as a new graduate. Um, and if we're honest with ourselves, we actually learn by doing, not by reading theory. So, from the clinical perspective, I've seen far more people than most of our colleagues, but also from the perspective, from the business perspective, I think it is very important that everyone here today, like, I've actually made my living doing acupuncture from day one. Never had that side hustle, already said that. But why and how did I do this? Because I went in with a solid plan. I come from that entrepreneurial background. So actually, I was raised to be a CEO from the time I was 8 years old. And, let's talk numbers here for a second. Why should you listen to me? Well, this past year, my clinic generated $1.4 million in revenue. Okay. So I do know a thing or two about running a successful practice. And I'm going to digress here just a minute more. I should point out this is my new clinic. Not quite 4 years ago, I moved to a brand new town, nowhere I've ever lived before, because my mother, we had a little health scare with her, and she had moved here after the death of my father. So I picked up my life. I was too far from my mother that day, and I moved several hundred miles, came here, started from scratch, started all over right before the pandemic hit, like 10 weeks before the pandemic hit. Still grossed $800,000 during the pandemic in my first year in practice. So what I'm telling you this, because before you take someone's advice, if you take nothing ever else away from this conversation today, take this. Before you take advice from someone, know who you're taking advice from. Have they actually achieved what you're trying to achieve? Or are they dealing in theory? Are they talking from personal experience? Or are they just, regurgitating and espousing theory that they read somewhere about business? Think about it, right? Who's going to give you the best, the more solid advice? And let me stop here a second, because I am going to be talking about numbers over the course of our hour together. I've already said, I made 1.4 million last year. I'm on track for 2 million this year. Please, please, please know I share these numbers with you not to impress you, okay? Not trying to impress you. I am trying to impress upon you what is actually possible. Let me say that again. I am not sharing numbers to impress you. I share these numbers to impress upon you what is actually possible. And I want to inspire you. We have so many colleagues out here that are quietly doing $1 million business. And the lives that they're changing, both their financial picture of their family and all of the patients that they're actually getting to touch.